Greetings. This is attorney Della Welch talking about some final issues that we haven't previously mentioned in terms of the dissolution of marriage in California. One big issue is the child support issue. And here they look at the husband or the wife's ability to earn. And suppose a person is laid off 1 month. Well, they'll average their earnings for 12 months and use that to base child support and spousal support on. So this is very important, and you need to know how long does child support go. Well, it goes until the child is 18, or some students are born in January or April and they haven't graduated from high school at age 18. So it will go until the child is 19 and graduated from high school. And also, if a child marries, that ends the child support. Now, some children are emancipated. I know Patty Duke and other famous movie stars, they often emancipate themselves early on, and that ends child support if the child is emancipated. Now, there are certain situations where child support can go into adulthood if the child has a certain amount of illness or certain health issues. Another issue I wanted to mention is often called QDRO, QDRO, and that's a Qualified Domestic Relations Order. When I first became attorney in 1982 and began doing family law, most attorneys did do QDROs. But then, as there were more serious liability issues, and this was somewhat of a specialized area, attorneys began to specialize in this area. And so often a family law attorney will associate with a QDRO attorney. Usually the fact pattern is the husband or wife has a pension plan or a retirement plan, and it was accumulating during the marriage, or a certain fraction of the pension accumulated during the marriage, and the pension plan is joined, so the court can make orders dividing the pension plan and dividing the retirement benefits. There are people who work and have 401ks as part of their employee benefits. A 401k likewise requires a QDRO or a QDRO order to divide up the plan. And you can look on Google or talk to other attorneys, find out the name of attorneys who specialize in doing these QDRO orders. Some people may have two 401ks and need two joinders. I know an attorney who charges $1,800 per QDRO plan. I've also seen on Google attorneys that do it for $299. So you may want to check with experienced attorneys and find out more about this. And then remember, there's also a form, it's called FL 318, that specifies the plans that have to be joined in a divorce situation. So you can just Google FL 318 and read more about these pension plans. I know some couples, they want to bifurcate the divorce for tax advantages, to have a single status, or they may want to get remarried, but they can't do it because that would jeopardize the other side's joinder of the QDRO, the Qualified Domestic relations order, and that often stands in the way of a bifurcation. So you do need to speak with your attorney or someone at the self-help clinic to research this issue. I hope that this has been very helpful to you. I know the attorney fees are very high in a divorce, $500 per hour, and each side has to indicate what they've spent on attorney fees, and sometimes the judge will order the one who makes the least to have part of their attorney fees paid. So, and then the debts, you have to state all of your separate property debts, community property debts, and also there's certain rules about the sale of a residence in the marriage. I often say it's a good idea to indicate that a licensed realtor shall be selected by the parties, and then a licensed realtor, that licensed realtor will select an appraiser to give an appraisal of the residence, and then the home will be listed, and both parties will cooperate with the signing of the documents and will make the home available for showing. So you may want to check some samples in the Rutter, R-U-T-T-E-R, group book to check. There are certain cases and situations where there may be reimbursement to the party that didn't live in the residence. There's case law in that area, so be sure and review those areas. There's also books by Nolo Press, NOLO.com, that will give you a lot of this basic information about the issues that you need to address in the dissolution of marriage. If you're lucky, you will be able to prepare a mandatory settlement agreement. The other side may sign it, and then you can submit it in a certain way to get the judge's signature and conclude your divorce. So this will be the end of tape 5 on issues in family law.